Hello friends, today I come up with another masterpiece, this time from Paul Murphy. This game is also called the Opera game. Paul Murphy's informal masterpiece played against the Duke of Brunswick is the first complete game shown to many beginning and intermediate players. It illustrates the value of development, centralization, and king safety. But most important, it is the perfectly concise game to illustrate the beauty of chess. I think it's the game we all wish we could play, giving up pieces one after another, reaching a crescendo with the queen sacrifice before ending it all. So let's go straight to the game where Paul Murphy was playing with white and he started with e4. E5, the reply from the black, knight to f3 and d6. Philidor defense. So friends, how many time in your games your opponent plays Philidor defense, and you need to learn from this game from Paul Murphy how to play against this opening. So here d4 was the reply, and then bishop to g4 pinning this knight. Here at this position, most players go passive and just play bishop to f2. Some try to develop the bishop at b5, but here Paul Murphy captures the pawn. D takes e5. Here the best line for black is to play knight to d7, where would take d6 and bishop took d6, then h3 and bishop goes to h5, and now you can develop your bishop at b5. Here is a possibility that the bishop would take the queen, the knight, so bishop takes f3 and then queen takes f3, and now black can go queen to f6 for queen exchanges. Anyways, let's go back to the game. Here at this position, bishop takes f3, where queen takes f3, and now d takes e5. Here at this position, Paul Murphy played bishop to c4, so now the pressure is on to the weak f7 pawn. So here comes knight to f6. But friends, in your own games, after this move, bishop to c4, how many times your opponents played queen to f6? If your opponent plays queen to f6, then you can play queen to b3. Now knight to d7 should have been played, and you should not worry about this um, b b7 pawn. It often calls a poisonous pawn, friends. I tell you, you should be very careful capturing this pawn from the queens. But say for example, if you capture the pawn with the queen, say queen takes b7, then rook will come into the attack, and now the only square left for the queen is queen to a6, where queen takes a6 and bishop takes a6. So after the queen exchanges, the game would be more or less equal and all three results are possible. Anyways, let's go back to the game. After bishop to c4, knight to f6 was played, and now queen to b3. Again, Paul Murphy is trying to attack on this b7 pawn, also on this f7 pawn. So here, black played queen to e7. So friends, after queen to e7, simply focus on development. Knight to c3 and then c6. c6 because now you need to defend the pawn at b7. Bishop to g5. So you develop your minor piece, you develop your dark square bishop with a tempo, and now b5. So that we will come onto this move. I think this most engines suggest that's not a right move. Here from this position, knight to a6 would be a better move, where bishop takes a6, b takes a6, and the white goes for long castle, where queen to b4 would be a better move, offering queen exchanges. Anyways, let's go back to the game where b5 was played, and here comes Murphy's another masterpiece. Here he captures and sacrifices his knight, where knight takes b5. Even here at this position, friends, pause the video and try to figure it out. Capturing this knight is a wise move or not. I give you a few seconds here. Ready? Friends, capturing this knight is not a really wise move here. You should have played queen to b4 and try to exchange queens. Where if the white capture the queen, queen takes b4, but then bishop takes b4, and if you play here at this position c3, so don't worry about the bishop. C takes b5, where c takes b5, and then you also lose the light square bishop as well. The white also lose the white bishop as well, so you will be a piece down. So that's not a wise move. So here let's go back again on this position where bishop takes c3, bishop takes b4, check. You should have played knight to c3, and because you need to save your knight as well. Here, if black captures bishop takes c3 check, then you can again capture with the pawn, and now knight can take e4, and adding more pressure onto the bishop as well as the pawn. So I would conclude here that black would be have had a slight advantage here at this position. But let's go back into the game. Here, Paul, the black has captured the knight. C takes b5, and that most engines suggest that's a blunder. It's not even a mistake. Now here comes bishop takes b5 check, and what would you do here? Say for example you try to you in the game, knight tried to come up into the defense, so knight takes b7, and now long castle, so adding another attacker for onto the knight, where rook goes to d8 to defend it. But here's a rook sacrifice coming in. Rook takes d7, where rook takes d7. This rook is spent, so that's not really a sacrifice. The white will get his rook back. But now rook to d1. So why not putting more pressure onto this pinned rook? Here, um, I will tell you what was played in the game, but there are a couple of options available. So let's analyze one after another. Queen to b4 is also an option where you try to exchange queens at this position. But if that's the case, but then bishop takes f6. Oops, sorry. First bishop takes f6 first, and of course you cannot capture it because of course you can capture it, but we'll come back to this. What happens if you capture here? Say for example, first if queen here tries to take bishop to b3, but then bishop takes the rook, and it will be game over. So of course here capturing the queen is not possible. So what else is possible? Say for example here at this position, pawn captures the g captures f6, but then first bishop takes d7 check, and the only place you can go is e7, but then queen takes b4, and it will be a checkmate. Anyways, let's go back. Say for example here on this position, uh, best is to play bishop to c5, but then here bishop takes d7 check. uh, of course you both of those squares are blocked, so king has to move to king to f8. But now bishop to f5, and if even if you capture here the queen and try to exchange this queen at this position, uh, then uh, rook to d8 would be checkmate. So here the best is to capture the bishop. So g takes f6, and now rook to d8 check. King moves to g7, uh, but then queen to g3 check. King to h6. Queen to h3 check. Oops, sorry. Queen to h3 check, king moves to g7, queen to g4 check, then now king moves again back to h6, but now you lose the rook, so rook takes h8. Now of course there is possibility where a queen can go e1 check, but then you have a queen to defend, queen to d1, and after the queen exchanges, you can conclude the white would be on a very better position. So let's go back to the game. From here, rook to d1, queen to e6 was played, and the white tried to exchange queens on this position, but that's, I believe, way too late. Here bishop takes d7 check, and now knight takes d7, where queen to b8 check. Of course you have given a queen sacrifice here, so knight takes b8, but now rook to d8 checkmate. So friends, uh, see, most of the pieces are here sacrificed to achieve this checkmate. So, friends, that was the opera game, which I learned about when I started chess. Was a promise. It proved to me that the game was worth studying, because if I did, someday I might be able to play a game like that too. You let me know how you find this game from Paul Murphy. You can copy the PGN and try into the analysis editors, and analyze this game yourself. Give Do leave your comments and let me know, and do like the video. That will motivate me. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.